Hello and welcome, Virgo, to your higher timeline messages. So we're going to look at who you are in your higher timeline, a little bit about what your life looks like. On your higher timeline, there'll be an extended available. My extended videos only Patreon membership. That's linked below. Remember that this is collective in general, so receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never take anything that doesn't resonate. Remember that you are a conscious creator, so you shift your timeline with your free will choice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So Virgo, your energy, we start out with the Ace of Wands. Exciting, passionate, new beginnings. Now this can be many things for you, but you know what you're passionate about. And we have the World, fulfillment. Some of you, one of the things you're passionate about is like closing out cycles, right? You're ready for kind of a rebirth energy with the World card. Some of you, it's like this Ace of Wands energy is this boost of energy that you have to close out some sort of cycle, right? Or some opportunity for you to travel with the World card, go on a vacation, maybe by a beach, okay? But you are inspired, you're motivated here, okay, on your higher timeline. You also feel fulfilled with the World card. You feel like a chapter is closing. You feel like you might be a bit tired, but you feel like a job well done, okay, with some sort of project or something that was important for you to complete here, okay? Some of you, because I'm seeing like a map, I'm seeing a lot of creativity with this Ace of Wands. So you could have been pouring your creativity into writing a book, into research papers, into school, into places you want to travel, artwork, you know, any sort of like creation, okay? That could be something that maybe you are completing, okay? Some sort of creation you're completing. It could be some sort of course that you're completing, a certification. I just heard PhD for some of you, right? So you're quite excited here. On this higher timeline, we also have the Six of Pentacles. You're generous. You have more than enough to give to others, whether it's your wisdom, you know, whether it is money, you know, donating money to charities, your time, your skills, you know, you're able to give to those that don't have what you have, right? You're able to make a difference in your community. What's interesting underneath that is we have the Three of Swords. So for some of you, you've alchemized a lot of your challenges or your pain or some of the shadow that you moved through, and you were able to channel it into value for yourself and for others. Okay, so maybe you saw something that was upsetting for you in your community, and so you decided to make a difference. You decided to donate to that cause, or you decided to stand up into some form of leadership, right? But there's this sense of turning your pain into your paycheck or your power. Like, that's kind of what's coming through. I mean, there's a few steps. It's not that simple, but yeah, like the lessons that you've learned or the disappointment, or you're just able to channel in a very, you know, channel your emotions or channel your challenges. You're able to alchemize that energy into value, into giving back to others, right? Into generosity. And then you have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. For some of you on your higher timeline, you're mothers, right? You could be mothers here, or you could pursue some sort of like creative career with the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles is also the career woman. But you also have this like childlike wonder with the Page of Cups energy, right? Some of you, if you're already mothers, you know, it's like everybody looks at you in a beautiful light. And if you're going through anything, you kind of prefer for it to be private, right? With that Three of Swords. Maybe you keep it in your journal, right? Or you write about it, or you create characters from it, or like there's some way that you create from your experiences and the lessons that you've learned. I feel like you're an incredibly creative channel here on your higher timeline. You're also grounded, okay? You're grounded, you're secure, you feel very abundant here, okay? She has obviously that treasure chest there. You feel like you make a difference, and you love that you make a difference in your family, in your community, for yourself. And you have a lot of resources with magician energy. You also are able to manifest here. So there's physical resources, there's spiritual resources, there's these, skill sets that you have, this creativity. Okay. We also have nourish the sacred feminine energy within you, because many of you might have been kind of overdoing it in your masculine energy. So create that balance to give back to yourself, because you do give a lot to others. And we have one step ahead is all you need. So if you're overwhelmed, remember, just take one step. Sometimes that's the hardest step to take, right? Whether it's, you feel that inspiration or that divine download to write, start that book, but then all of a sudden you have those, limiting beliefs that come up, and like imposter syndrome and everything. Like, I'm not an author. I can't do this, da 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 da. And this is just saying, just take one step. Just take one step, right? Some of you too, you might be going, to some form of therapy or something that assists you to heal, right? And that's again going to bring you more fulfillment in your life and is going to bring you more value to create from. But some of you you like to draw on those painful experiences in order to create, right? In order to find that motivation or that inspiration, you like to dig deep, is what's coming through here, Virgo. Yeah, but you're definitely creating, there's a sense of these new beginnings happening with the magician. The magician energy is also about communication. So you're excellent communicators. You're connecting with the universe. You're connecting with, if you don't feel like you have all the resources that you need, though I feel like you do, you know who does, right? So you can collaborate with them, or you can call that into your experience. We also have, and this is so interesting because it was kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of wonderful. So we have restaurant, library, and the bank for your higher timeline cards. Maybe some of you work in the restaurant business, right? Or the library. But I also kind of got that sense of you having enough abundance that any sort of culinary experience you wanted to explore, you could do that, right? Maybe some of you want to do that. You want to travel around the world and have blogs or a YouTube channel and just try out all these different cuisines and different experiences and restaurants, with the library, read all the books that you want, have all the books, maybe build a library within your own home, right? With the bank energy, there's that sense of, you feel like you have set yourself up financially so that you are successful, so that you can indulge, so that you can explore these things that you desire to explore here, right? You're feeling abundant. You're feeling very grounded financially. Okay. You're feeling great about where you're at on this higher timeline, right? You feel the abundance all around you. And I feel like those around you are, also quite happy here too. So you're spreading a lot of joy here, Virgo, but you're also balancing out, you're taking time for vacation. You're taking time for holidays to recharge, to rejuvenate. You're realizing the power that's within your hands that you have. Some of you are just starting to explore that page energy. You're just starting to explore like manifestation or quantum physics, or, there's new skills that you're learning about with that magician energy, and it's really kind of exciting for you. But it does feel like, you do, your purpose is very important to you. Giving back to others is very important to you. Some of you giving back to animals. Okay, I just heard cat sanctuary, so I don't know if there's like a cat sanctuary you donate to or you volunteer at, or maybe you want to start. I'm not sure. But yeah, there are a ton of cats in these cards here. And when we get into the wild woman wisdom, we have prowl with confidence. So you're very confident in the decisions that you're making and the way you're showing up in the world and the wisdom that you're sharing. You're confident in what you're creating. You're confident in your path. You're confident in your future. You have this, it's almost like a quiet confidence, Virgo. Because of what you've moved through, because of what you've integrated, because of how spirit has your back, how your ancestors have your back, your family has your back, your friends have your back, right? You have a lot of love and support, and you have a lot of pride, okay? And we have that prowl with confidence energy. So let's go ahead and read that for you. There's a beauty in confidence, and one of the ways to embody it is to allow yourself to be fully seen, exactly as you are. Though it may seem counterintuitive, what makes us vulnerable is often what gives us strength and vitality. If we allow our full truth to be known, what makes you different, weird, awkward, flawed, is what makes you most uniquely beautiful. Own and embody your vulnerability and then prowl through life, knowing nothing can shame you if you already own it. When we claim all of ourselves, all blemishes and blunders, confidence arises from the center rather than the surface, and Wild Woman rises, okay? So if you're dealing with any insecurities, I feel like that's something that, you're clearing here. You're being more authentically you, right? Like we have that vulnerability piece coming forward. I feel like you've kind of worn that armor for a while and you might be taking that off. That might be with the World card, that's something that you're releasing here. Because you are confident in yourself. You're confident in who you are, your authenticity. You're confident in your flaws, right? So that is what I have for you, Virgo. We're going to now move to the extended, look into your love messages and get a little deeper into this. So if you're leaving me here, I hope this brought you value. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. If you're joining me in the extended, I will see you soon. Take the best care of yourself.